Hey there, everybody. Welcome to our review of The Blacklist Season 8, Episode 3. 16 ounces is here. We have all been waiting forever to see it.
It's been a long time since that cliffhanger, so, we got a lot to talk about tonight.
Buckle up. I feel like we could say that with like every Blacklist episode in Season 8, but especially here. But before we dive into everything that happened, we want to take a moment here to thank the sponsor of this video in Acorn TV.
Now, if you guys watch us regularly, you know that Matt and I don't really do a lot of sponsorships. It has to be something that we really support, something that we use, and something that we love.
And luckily, we love British TV. Like, we really, really do.
Yeah, we do. We cover a lot of it.
We have watched a lot of it over the years. And, Acorn TV, it's actually a perfect fit for that because, for those of you who don't know, they are a streaming service, one that successfully curates and distributes best-selling dramas, mysteries, other genres from all over the world. They have shows from Australia, Ireland, New Zealand, but they have a special emphasis on British television.
Yeah, they have so many good shows. They've got some originals like Queen of Mystery, London Kills, and one that me and my mom just love, which is Midsummer Murders. We watch that all the time.
And one show in particular, and they've got multiple seasons of it on Acorn TV, is Line of Duty.
Line of Duty. It's so good.
And, if you guys love The Blacklist, it really is perfectly in line with that. I mean, the show revolves around this division called AC-12 that are basically investigating other aspects of policing, other departments, and as it turns out, though, they're trying to look for police corruption, but they may have a little bit of corruption within their own unit. And, like The Blacklist has this big who is Reddington mystery at the heart of it. Line of Duty also has a really great central mystery of betrayal, of potential double agents. There is so much to dive into there. I cannot recommend it enough.
Absolutely. So if you guys are interested and you want to sign up, we have a link in the description. Just use the promo code Carter30 for a 30-day free trial. Go watch Line of Duty. Come back, report to us, tell us how much you love it, because I really think you're going to love that.
Thank you so much to Acorn TV.
Thank you.
So let's start here with the title, because we had already talked at length about, okay, what does 16 ounces mean? Why are they naming an episode this?
Revenge! Right?
It is kind of revenge, though. It is. Like, I did not expect it was going to be 16 ounces of explosive material. Like, I thought about everything. I thought about, like, the weight of Dom's ashes earlier. that was somehow 16 ounces.
But it was really about the explosive material. But yes, revenge. When we last saw Liz, she was really upset. This episode, all she wanted is Reddington dead.
I will admit to being one of these people who covered my ears and covered my eyes because I did not think that Liz was going to try to kill him so soon, because I was of the mindset of, okay, she still needs answers. Like, that's been the thing that she's been so craving. Like, not once did I hear Liz even say the word answers tonight.
No, and I think the thing is she has been trying to get answers out of Reddington for so long now, and she has gotten nothing, that I think she just knows the well is dry. She's not going to get what she wants. She even kind of mentioned it tonight when she went to have a conversation with him. She was just kind of like, well, you gonna tell me some more tales of nothingness? Like, I'm not getting anywhere with you.
I think at this point, Reddington has to know that she is really after him. Obviously, he is. But I think more than that, he could have stopped all of this. Like, we'll go through everything, and maybe we'll do it chronologically. But I think ultimately, he could have stopped all of this by just saying, here is what I know. I'm going to tell it to you now. He still ain't doing it.
I actually think that it doesn't matter if he tells her now. Like, it matters that she'll be like, okay, great, I got answers. But killing the person who she thinks is her mother, that is where her mind is. That is her mother. She said there's no rolling that back. And while people like Cooper think that a conversation might be able to roll that back, I don't think that that's the case. And I'm not sure that Reddington saying, okay, let me tell you everything you want to know. Hey, are we square? I just don't think that they will be from that.
Here's the one way I think they could be, but this is a very big could, and it leads into the start of the episode. Yep. Is that not KATARINA Rostova who died? Like, if he's able to tell her that is a fake, that is an imposter, maybe she will understand more, but for some reason he can't say this.
Now, when we first saw KATARINA get shot, we were of the opinion of, listen, she's just got to be gone now. There isn't a lot of other story to really tell with her right now. It's been wrapped up. Also, they've already done the fake out KATARINA's been killed story. Do we need to go on this ride a second time? However, he did tell Liz tonight, not everything is what it seems, when she said, well, you killed my mother. Not everything is what it seems. Then we saw a body being wrapped up with the shoes that look like hers, but we didn't see anything else to actually confirm. And it's hard with TV because if you just don't see that body and you don't see that face, like, they're not dead.
I will go down with this ship where I think whoever Reddington shot is dead. That woman is gone. I just don't think they wanted to get Layla Robbins to sit on some, like, in a body bag or something, or they didn't want to, like, create it.
It's possible.
But
it does leave their door open.
It definitely leaves the door open that for sure, if that's not KATARINA, she's still out there. And I guess theoretically, the person who shot could still be out there too. But really, we have to go into this thinking, at least this is what I'm trying to convince myself, even though there's a huge part of me that is just like diving into the sea of tinfoil that is a fake KATARINA. We got to get in Liz's head. KATARINA has been killed. She's dead. She's gone. That is Liz's mother.
That is all she really knows for herself. She's heard this voicemail of who she thinks is her mother being killed. She has this evidence. She has herself as evidence. She's a witness to this. And she actually went to go and try to reason with Cooper to do what I guess would be the right thing. I wasn't sure what she was going to do, if she was actually going to just go to the team and say, this is what has happened. This is what she did. She went to Cooper. Here's the evidence that I have. Here is me. I witnessed this. I will give you my testimony. It's time to get out of the snake pit with Reddington and, help me out. My mother has been killed. And it was a very strange conversation because it feels like Cooper has just been in this so long now. So many people have been killed by Reddington. They've all had to look the other way on so many things to be able to continue doing work with this blacklist that even when she said he killed my mother, Cooper was still making up like excuses and sort of like, well, your mother did this and she did this and this. And it's just like, who cares? Like, now we're at the point that he's killing task member family members.
I'm going to make a very unusual analogy, so brace yourselves, everyone.
Ready.
Let's say the blacklist is akin to a lot of us get locked into a donut shop, and let's say none of us actually work at the donut shop.
Is this because you're making donuts this weekend?
Might be because I'm making donuts this weekend, but, we're all in this donut shop. We're trying to be good. We're not trying to eat the supply, but there's one person, the Reddington of the group, who's just like, I'm going to eat all these donuts. I don't care what you people are doing. Eventually, other people are going to be like, you know what? That person shouldn't get to eat all the donuts. I'm going to eat some too. Cooper has been eating the donuts now for a long, long time. And now Liz is like, whoa, with these donuts. This is not good anymore. This is personal to me for some reason. Reddington killed the donut shop owner. I don't know. And now Liz is trying to stop it. And Cooper, he's just got like a mouthful of donut right now.
I feel like you're Cooper in this. Also, we're going to have pictures on our Instagram of these donuts this weekend. Matt and Jess TV. So go follow us over there.
They may turn out very badly. Nobody may want these donuts. But you know what? This is the problem with Cooper. He has been in this, and he's known Reddington for such a long time, and I think that complicates this even more. He may just be sort of clinging onto this belief of, oh, you guys have fought many times before. You've always found a way to work it out.
Yeah, and that's kind of the way that he was explaining it, even when he said, hey, why don't you just go have a conversation with him? I was starting to get lost on what Cooper was saying as well. And yeah, he's eaten too many of the donuts. At this point, Liz was like, you can take your donuts, and here's my badge, and enjoy the shop, because I'm out, and now I'm over here having burgers.
Burgers are also delicious, but I would not recommend really anything Liz does in this episode, because it's remarkable that Liz is not currently arrested, but let's go through the list of things, because we also have a segment for this video and this video only entitled, Why the Bleep Did This Character Do This? And we start with Aram. Aram, why the bleep are you gonna fall for the, oh, I dropped the coffee everywhere stunt?
I think the thing is, like, I get what you're saying, and I understand, because we've all seen this play out on TV so many times, and we're all just like, why? Their relationship and their trust of how much Aram trusts her, it's just been built up over time so much that he wouldn't be looking at Liz to do something to him.
It's true, and I as much as fun as I'm gonna make of Aram for doing this, I relate so much to Aram. Like, I would do the same thing. Like, I would have been like, oh, no, let me go and clean this up. And I would have been clowned the same way he was.
No, I agree. I like to see the best in people, too, especially people I have a long relationship with. So I totally get it, and I bought it.
And Liz totally uses this now that Cooper's not giving her what she wants. She gets her plan in motion. She goes, she gets her explosives. She sets her meet with Reddington, and then she's gonna blow up the car. This is the plan.
You know, this relationship with Aram and Liz, this one is really hurting my heart, because he really has had her back and really cares about her and really trusts her for so many years now. Like, and when he holds a grudge, that grudge is held for a while. I mean, I just don't know how they come back from that and how he rebuilds that trust. If you break his trust, it's really a problem.
Yeah, that conversation with them later on in the episode was pretty heartbreaking.
Yeah, it was. It really hurt my heart.
Like, I really liked a lot of this episode. There are people who made me very mad during it, as in characters.
Yeah.
But I loved a lot of it. And I did love this idea of, okay, if Liz and Red are going to come back together and Red's going to tell her some information at this, I guess, I don't know if we call this a memorial service for Dom or whatever this is.
Yeah, with the lawyer.
Gerard.
Yeah, no, listen, I love Fisher Stevens. He's one of my favorites. I really love him, not just from the Blacklist. I've always really liked him ever since I first saw him in Hackers. So that's how long ago this has been going on with him. But this character drove me crazy tonight, because this conversation that she had with him at the end, where he was just like, you know, you're doing this with that woman and he's still gonna leave everything to you. I was just like, it's just money, dude. Like, he killed her mother. This is just cash. Like, stuff your money. So I was really glad, actually, that Liz said the exact same thing. She was like, I don't care about your money. Bye.
Marvin Gerard is a great lawyer for, like, one specific thing. I think the problem with Gerard is he does not have a lot of versatility. If you tell him to, like, go into something with a deft touch, it is him shouting, look at all this money Reddington is trying to still give you.
Yeah, and legit, Liz is right. Who cares? It's just money. And it's like saying, oh, you can let somebody use you as a kickbag as long as they give you enough money. Like, money isn't everything.
This whole episode, though, it is such a reinforcement of the Liz and Red relationship, where here is Liz, who's just mad as all get out with Reddington, and he's still like, even with Gerard, oh, you know, people have been mad at me before. There's a chance that she'll come back around.
Yeah, there's a lot of denial going on with Reddington. There was in the last episode, too, where, you know, sort of, there's been conversations with Dembe where he's kind of like, listen, you know, you're going to come up against it at some point. You needed to just tell her this is going to get worse. And Reddington's like, maybe, I don't know. You know, we've been through it. Like, he really believes in their relationship. And I understand why he does. but everybody does have a breaking point. And for Liz, killing her mother was it, to the point that, yeah, she was even gonna booby trap her door to kill him. And then he's coughing up blood, and she's still like, back, keep your money, I got other things to do. He's not dead enough.
Why are you guys just not telling us why Reddington is sick or whatever is going on? It's like, clearly we're at a point now with this where they're not going to let us forget it. I hope that there's a way to see him get better. I don't know how much longer the Blacklist is going to last. I don't necessarily need to see Reddington having a medical crisis every few episodes is where I'm getting with this.
It just feels like at this point, if he's at the point that he's coughing up blood, I mean, like, I don't know how much more time he has left, but this is not a show that's probably going to give me the ending that I want, because, you know, what I want is to see Liz and Reddington going off and solving more crimes. What I don't want is to see a character that's just as charismatic and as powerful as Reddington go out like this, slowly and sadly and sickly.
Yeah, it's a bummer. Like, I don't want to see Reddington this sad or having such a difficult time with everything, but here he is. He's sick, clearly needs immediate medical attention, and Liz has to pivot immediately and think of a plan B, just like straight out of nowhere.
Yeah, which is to get at that same bomb and stick it to his hospital bed.
This is diabolical how quickly she really thought of all of this. And then beyond all this, like, oh yeah, I'm also going to go and get this private eye who's already, by the way, completely screwed me over once, and try to get her fully on board this operation as well now.
Yeah, I mean, they explained afterwards that this bomb was only going to have a certain radius, but I'm going to say that I actually wish that they had said that before, because the idea that she was like, oh, I'm just going to put this bomb in a hospital with a bunch of innocent people, sick people above, sick people below, people trying to get better, and who knows how many of these people are going to die. Like, I get you want to get Reddington, but I just didn't think and don't believe that she was at that point.
Yeah, it would have been helpful if they had shared that like a little bit earlier, because it's clear that she thought about almost everything else. Like, she thought about who would be in the general vicinity at that time. She thought about ways to distract people that were a part of Team Reddington. I mean, clearly she didn't spend enough time thinking about, well, what if somebody with the task force is in there with him at the same time?
Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about this wrestler. So this is what happens. We have this conversation with Aram, with Liz, where, again, kick in the heart. Like, that relationship is really hurting and strained. And he says, Reddington got out of this okay. Oh, but wrestler, I don't know. See, it feels like it's dodgy. And then we're in this next scene where he's shirtless with a cut on his head. And for a second, I was just like, why? Like, why? Okay, first, you don't need to be shirtless. There's nothing wrong with your body. Your cuts are on your head, so put your shirt back on. Also, there was a moment where he said that I kind of wondered if they were thinking about killing off wrestler, and if they did, what that would have actually meant to the Liz character. If she had tried to do something like this to kill Reddington, but killed wrestler, what that would have done to her long term in the story, and how that could have shaped her character in another really interesting way.
I'm going to throw another idea out here, because I didn't think of this until just right now when you were talking, but what if Aram was intentionally trying to make Liz believe that wrestler was in greater danger than he was, as a sort of way to make her feel guilty and try to turn herself in on some level?
Yeah.
Like,
Aram is a smart guy.
He is a smart guy, and I think you're right. It would have completely changed the game if wrestler had actually died as a result of, like, catching this bomb and throwing it out the window at the same time Liz is pressing that button, which all of that was crazy, by the way.
Her pressing that button changed everything. Like, I know that she had the bomb in the door and he went to go with the door before he started coughing out blood, but that is a different thing to know that there is a bomb attached to him and you're going to actually press that button. Yeah. That has really changed things for me watching the show. Yeah. I was not really sure if she had it in her to kill him, and she has now proven that she does.
Yeah, there's no more dancing around. We cannot do this dance around the subject anymore. Like, it is there. We have to take it seriously.
Yeah, that conversation that Cooper said that they could have, that is not a thing. Just talk it out, guys. Just talk it out.
Also,
with a bomb.
Who in the right... Okay, next edition of What the Bleep is this character doing? Why is Park coming into the room with Wrestler with the shirt off and saying, like, pretty hot? Number one, that's not the first thing you say when your colleague was just in a dangerous explosion. Number two, isn't this like an HR violation or something?
Yeah, also, like, I just think that they don't need to sort of bring that in there. They're already dancing with Wrestler and Liz. They don't need to also have Park being, like, pretty hot. Why?
They did not have anything for Park to do in this episode. I think they were just like, let's give her some weird line right here.
Yeah, and I feel like they need to give more for Park to do in general.
Yeah, they do, if she's gonna be there. But ultimately, this does bring us to our final edition of What the Bleep is this character doing, because Wrestler miraculously recovers from his quote-unquote
scratch on the head
near-death situation. He's back at his plate. Liz shows up, this, the woman who almost killed him earlier in the day, and he just lets her right into the room.
Listen, when you got feelings for someone, and clearly there are some feelings there, you don't always think clearly. She's basically saying, this is the last time I'm going to see you. I'm going to be on the run. Can you just give me a minute to rest my head? They've been friends a long time. They've been colleagues a long time. There are feelings there. I'm not surprised that he said, yeah, come in.
But I'm still shaking my head at you in disdain, Wrestler. Come on, man. You gotta get it together. Like, this is bad.
It's last chance.
Every person on this show, I guess, though, is in some way, like, complicit with something horrible now. Like, Aram has these multiple high crimes attached to him because of what Liz did to him.
What was also very interesting, because we talked about this conversation that Cooper had in the donut shop, and how he's being a bit complicit about things now as well, with, there's like a pile of bodies that Reddington has left behind that he's had to look the other way to continue on with the project. Now that includes Liz's mom, and there was that U.S. Marshal that was there that had that conversation with him at the end that was kind of like, I don't know how you sleep at night. I'm kind of hoping that they're going to have more exploration of that with Cooper going forward, where he does take a minute to be like, man, I don't feel that good. I've eaten too many donuts. I think I need to maybe take a minute here.
Yeah, you need to go to the hospital at this point. You got like donut poisoning going on, because this is truly the situation with him now, where he has been a part of this for so long.
Yep.
Can he get out of it? Harry Lennox is such a good actor, and
he's so good.
Like, his scenes with, like, the scenes he had with Reddington tonight were just like over the top awesome, and I just think there's so much material to sort through there, just like there is with Reddington now as well, because the episode concludes basically with ultimately Cooper in Reddington, where Reddington's new thing is, we gotta put Liz at the top of the blacklist, which I guess the blacklist is fluid. Reddington can do what he wants. I've always wondered this.
Yeah, we do need to have a bigger conversation about that, because it did seem for a while that the blacklist was something that he already sort of had mapped out, but he seems to change it when he needs to change it to sort of manipulate situations to sort of get things moving along the way he wants. And that conversation that Reddington had with Liz at the end as well, where she was kind of like, listen, I'm not afraid to kill you. I tried to kill you twice today, and I know that you won't kill me, and you're kind of you're sick, and you're in a vulnerable situation, and I'm not, so I'll see you later. It gets him into this sort of spot where, yes, of course he cares about Liz, and I know that that is part of this, but this conversation with Cooper where he's kind of like, hey, we need to put Liz on the blacklist, number 2, so that she can, like, come on in. Let's put her in jail, maybe, to sort of, like, save her to some degree, but also save himself to some degree.
There are so many interesting questions, is sort of all about why Reddington is doing this, how he's doing this, because, yeah, I'm with you that I think there is a pretty good chance that he's doing this to save himself. I think he's also doing it to protect Liz in his own weird way. I think he's worried that she's going to go so far down this road someone else will end up killing her, and this is sort of a best of both worlds kind of situation, but we've got Wrestler who just willing to let Liz come right in. I don't know if I fully trust him to go and do the task force bidding and bring Liz in at this point.
No, I think that, yes, Reddington obviously cares about Liz, and I think this is his way of protecting her, but I think he's using Cooper's heart for Liz as well to be like, listen, she's off the rails. This is the only way we're really going to be able to protect her. She needs to be put on the blacklist. Let's roll with this. Come on, you and me. But it feels like it's a manipulation, which is, part of the charm of him.
It is his MO, like Liz called him out for it.
He's really good at it.
He's great at giving you half-truths, not full answers, and that's why we're still where we are, where we watch, we've picked apart various parts of it, but this is a very good episode.
Oh, it's really good. It was good.
It's so entertaining, and yet, other than that, Liz wants to kill Reddington, and we now officially know this, and she's tried to kill him, and we're reminded that Reddington won't kill her. Like, how much else did we really learn about answers or anything else? And that, we still have the mythology hanging over all of us, but because the action in the present is so good, we don't care as much.
Yeah, I think the whole who is Reddington, the storyline has been playing out a really long time, and sometimes it starts to feel a little bit stale, but these types of episodes like tonight's really kind of give a little bit of vigor back to everything again and make the show feel really fresh. And it's something, I love this show, but it has been a criticism of mine that I feel like that they could have wrapped up the who is Reddington and introduced a new mystery, 4 years in, 5 years in, and bring us something brand new that maybe then they're working on together that's an even bigger mystery.
Well, we will have plenty, of course, to talk through over the coming days. We're going to have a preview up soon for episode 4, which supposedly is entitled Elizabeth Keene. It certainly was set up to be that tonight, so We'll see where things go. But of course, let us know what you thought about episode 3, 16 ounces, in the comments. Thank you to Acorn TV for sponsoring this video. We have all the links and all the valuable information in the description on that.
Including the code that you enter to get your 30 free days.
Carter 30. Well, thank you guys so much. Give us a like, subscribe, support us further. Check those links to the store, our Patreon, and we'll see you here next time.